The average rent price in Chicago is $1,800, whereas I found a 1,000 square foot apartment for $650. Finding an affordable place near around the city of Chicago can be quite a feat. And if you're wondering how I found that great price, stick around because I'm going to go into exactly how I figured out which apartments were the cheapest and best quality. And although I am in Chicago, all of this relates to wherever you're living. So when it comes to finding a good, cheap apartment, you really only need one tool. In this glorious tech age of internet and interweb connectedness, you really only need the online universe. Now the first thing you're gonna do when you're looking for a good cheap apartment is go on to apartments.com. You can also use Zillow.com. I personally like apartments.com better. They both do the same thing. So on apartments.com, you will put in the locations that you're looking at, your price range, and it'll give you a whole slew of options. So you can go through your price range and check off the ones that you are interested in and save those for later. Look at those, and it gives you a place to contact the owner. The biggest thing you can do, the biggest, is get a roommate. Finding a roommate or roommates to split the cost of the apartment will half or third your price per month that you're paying. It is absolutely the best thing you can do for your rent price. This apartment is actually $1,300 total, but I have a roommate. We split the cost, so it's $650 a month for me. So we have a nice living area, we both have a bedroom, 1,000 square feet, and it's only $650 for each of us per month. So having that roommate is really crucial in having a nice apartment, but also having the cheap prices. Along with having a roommate, you want to look for buildings that are locally owned. You want people that live in the buildings, meaning that they manage it all themselves. And people that own their own buildings and live in them themselves are going to have lower rent prices. They are going to take care of the buildings more. You're going to have closer communication with them. Whereas if you're looking at a large apartment, multi-floor complex apartment, it's probably owned by a corporation or a realty company, and they are not really going to care about your needs as much, and they're definitely going to jack up the prices on those units. So having a locally owned apartment can really just do so much good, not only just for the price, but it also helps you have a better overall experience with the apartment. The next thing that you want to consider is the neighborhood and where in the city exactly you want to be staying. So the best way to lower your costs in this scenario is finding neighborhoods that are relatively overlooked or less trendy. You want to skip the trendy and expensive areas, but the trendy areas are going to have nice buildings. It's going to look really nice. They're going to have nice restaurants and museums and wealthy people, and it's going to be just a nice area. But it's also going to be expensive, and that is just, we don't want expensive. So you want to find like transitioning neighborhoods or less hotspot areas. You want to avoid the trendy areas. The places that are overlooked, the places a little further out from the city, are going to be cheaper. All of those trendy areas, all the downtown areas, public transportation, it'll get you there quickly. I live several miles outside of the city center, but public transportation gets me to the city center within 20 minutes. Lastly, when you move in is important. So there are certain seasons, like in the summer and the spring, people are moving like crazy, and apartments know that, so they jack up their prices for people that are moving in, right? But in the off season, like November and December, those prices are going to be significantly lower for the monthly rental price. So if you are looking into getting an apartment, I recommend going in those off seasons because nobody really wants to move in the winter, especially here in Chicago, and that's why prices are much cheaper for rents that start in November or December. Guys, I wish you all the best in your search for your cheap apartment. I hope all of these tips helped you figure out where you could go to find those cheaper apartments and find those lower rental prices. And I hope this saves you guys a lot of money and stress and time. As always, have a fantastic day.